2,000 on thermometers, 2,000 surrounding us. Travel 2,000 kilometers to hang out with us. What's up, danger? What's up, danger? Hey, didn't know they doubted us. Makes it that more marvelous. Sign them up, cause ominous vibes and I get synonymous. What's up, danger? Hey, don't be a stranger. Cause I like high chances that I might lose. I like it all on the edge, just like you. Hey, I like tall buildings so I can leap off of them. I go hard with it no matter how dark it is. I'm insane, but on my toes. I could keep the world balanced on my nose. I had a slumber party with all my foes. Now I wear them like a badge of honor on my clothes. If I'm crazy, I'm on my own. If I'm waiting, it's on my throne. If I sound lazy, just ignore my tone. Cause I'm always gonna answer when you call my phone. Like, what's up, danger? Like, what's up, danger? Don't be a stranger. What's up, danger? 200 miles per hour with a blindfold on. Mama always asking where did I go wrong. What's up, danger? What's up, danger? Travel 200 miles, I'm knocking at your door. And I don't really care if you ain't done wrong. Come on, what's up, danger? Don't be a stranger. I like it when trouble brews, I won't dare change. I like it when there's turbulence on my airplanes. I like it when I sense things that I can't see yet. Swimming with sharks when they ain't feed yet. Cause I like high chances that I might lose. I like it all on the edge, just like you. Ay, I like tall buildings so I can leap off of them. I go hard with it no matter how dark it is. If I'm crazy, I'm on my own. If I'm waiting, it's on my throne. If I sound lazy, just ignore my tone. Cause I'm always gonna answer when you call my phone. Like, what's up, danger? Like, what's up, danger? Can't stop me now. I said I got you now. I'm right here at your door. I won't leave. I want more. What's up, danger? Yeah, what's up, danger? Can't stop me now. Yeah. I said I got you now. Come on, what's up, danger? Come on, I said what's up, danger?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the second masterclass in the CodeRAM 21-day coding expedition program, focused on the hot and timeless concepts of Java that are essential for success in hackathons, case competitions, and hiring challenges. In today's rapidly evolving technological landscape, proficiency in Java programming has become a crucial asset for aspiring developers and seasoned professionals alike. Whether you're gearing up for intense hackathons, navigating through intricate case competitions, or aiming to ace rigorous hiring challenges, a deep understanding of Java concepts can be your secret weapon for success. Throughout this masterclass, we will delve into the fundamental concepts of Java programming, unraveling its intricacies and exploring its real world applications. From mastering object oriented programming principles to harnessing the power of data structure and algorithms, Each session will equip you with the essential tools to tackle complex coding challenges with confidence and precision. Moreover, in the competitive arena of hackathons, case competitions, and hiring challenges, proficiency in Java can set you apart from the crowd. It is it not only demonstrates your technical prowess but also showcases your ability to solve problems efficiently and innovate creatively under pressure. Skills that are highly sought after by top tier companies and organizations. But before we begin the masterclass, I'd like to take a couple of minutes to talk about Unstop and Unstop Pro, the finishing school. So Unstop is a talent engagement and hiring platform with 8 million plus users from more than 42,000 colleges and companies. And Unstop Pro, which we call as the finishing school, is the finishing school for getting a job, winning a competition, learning the right thing, getting the best value, choosing the right company, getting the right mentor for the right career path, and for learning any new skill. With the Unstop Pro, you get access to about 1000 plus hours of content in 65 plus courses across domains like aptitude, technical skills, coding, interview preparations for companies like TCS, BCG, Amazon, to name a few. Our learners have validated the quality of our content with a rating of 4.515. We also have projects from companies like American Express, Netflix, and Zomato. We have solutions to all the mock tests. You also get a handsome 15% discount on one mentorship sessions from industry experts from top brands. Imagine being able to talk to mentors from your favorite brands like Google, Amazon, Flipkart, HUL, McKinsey and Company, to name a few, who've spent more than 2,500 hours connecting with talent like you. We also offer more than 100 interview preparation courses and masterclass by industry experts like this one. Having said that, I would now like to introduce you to the experts who would be taking the masterclass today. We have with us Swati Jha, currently working as a software engineer at Microsoft and has cracked hiring challenges of Amazon, Samsung, Credit Suisse, and Microsoft, and Varun Shankar, currently working as a senior software engineer at Paytm and has cracked the coding challenges of Amazon, Flipkart, PhonePe, and Walmart. Over to you, Varun and Swati, to take it further from here.
Thank you, Avinash, for the introduction. So let's start this session with the knowing importance of MCQ rounds. So you should first know why investing your 1 hour in this session is beneficial to you. So MCQ is always the eliminator round for any of the hiring challenges. These are generally asked in companies like Qualcomm, FANG companies, Samsung, Walmart, and many other companies, which we will talk later in this session. So, what is the importance of MCQ? This gives you a fair ground for evaluation, and it accesses your fundamental knowledge, like how your fundamental concepts are clear on any particular topic, and generally diverse topics are covered in these MCQ rounds. It also tests your time management skills, how you are able to complete the test in a limited time given to you. And the most important thing is you should not ignore this MCQ rounds. These are basically easy rounds, but considering it is easy, people generally don't prepare for it, and finally they get rejected and regret later. So that's why MCQ rounds is comparatively easier than other rounds, but it is equally very important for going to next rounds. So let's start. This session will basically be divided into 5 sections. These 5 sections are: first one is hot topics in Java. In this section, we'll cover hot topics which are generally asked in every hiring challenge. We will also cover some previously asked questions in companies which are previously asked. Then the second one is timeless topics of Java. So these are the topics you cannot miss if you are preparing or if you want to give any hiring challenge of Java. The third concept is OOPS. OOPS is object-oriented programming. This is very important part of Java. You cannot miss this topic if you call yourself a Java programmer, or you are appearing for any interview or hiring round. OOPS is most important part. Fourth one is code snippets. We will talk about some of the code and what is the catch in that code, how you can go wrong in the solution, and we'll tell you what mistakes you should avoid in these code snippets. The fifth one is the common mistakes. Common mistakes is the section in which we'll show you some code where students generally confuse between what is right and what is wrong. So we will cover this also in this session so that you don't make these mistakes in the actual hiring challenge. So in the first section, the hot topics discussed are data structures and algorithms, Java concurrency and multi-threading, Java collection framework, Java memory management and garbage collection, and the last one is design patterns. So these are the hot topics which you should definitely know. And after this session also, you should go through these topics to learn detail about this. So let's talk in detail about data structures and algorithms. So what is data structures and algorithms? Data structures are not very relevant to Java programming, but this is a very fundamental concept which you should know if you are doing coding in any language. So this is basically divided into two components. The first one is data structures and the second one is algorithms. Data structures define how you store your data and how you organize your data and how it can be easily accessed. And the second part, algorithms, defines a step-by-step way how you can do any particular task. So combining this, data structures and algorithms are a way of organizing and storing data efficiently. So in this data structures and algorithms, you should understand that complexity and how these data structures are actually implemented. So I will show you some questions which have been previously asked. So the first question which I will be talking about, this was asked in JustPay hiring challenge. The first question is, which data structure provides constant time access to elements at both ends? So before approaching or guessing answer to this question, you should first understand the question properly, what the question is actually asking. So if I were giving any hiring challenge, first I would think about what the question is asking. Here it is written constant time access to elements at both ends. So what do you mean by both ends? You can the question is asking you have to insert elements in the front of the data structure also and at the back of the data structure also, but the restriction is there, this should be done in constant time at both the sides. So let's analyze every option one by one so that we are clear, we cannot guess any wrong answer. So the first one is array. You must have been using array if you are doing basic programming also. So for array, you already know we can insert element at any index, just using the index at any position in the array. So while inserting in the front end or the back end, you just need array index. In second one is linked list. In linked list, you have the option to insert the node at the front also and at the back also. The third option is stack. Stack is LIFO, follows LIFO principle, that means last in first out. You have to, all the elements will be inserted at the back end and it will be taken out from the front. It will be taken out from the back. So in the stack data structure, you cannot insert element at both ends. So this option is eliminated. The fourth option is queue. Queue follows FIFO principle, first in, first out. That means the element which was inserted in the front end, that will be taken out first. So you don't have access to elements at both the ends together. So the option which is correct here is linked list, because linked list provides you a flexibility to insert elements at the front side also and at the back side also. So the correct answer to this question is linked list. Moving on to the second question. This question was asked in Flipkart hiring challenge. So let's understand the question. Which sorting algorithm has a worst case time complexity of O(n)²? So before going into the answer, first you should know what are the different sorting algorithms and what are the time complexity of each of these algorithms. Then only you should be able to answer this question. So let's analyze about quicksort. What is quicksort? Quicksort generally follows a divide and conquer algorithm to partition elements, and generally there is a proper implementation proof which will show you the time complexity for quicksort is O n log n. So this is fair enough. This is not worst time complexity for sorting algorithms. So let's move on to the merge sort. Merge sort generally breaks array into smaller parts, then it sorts the smaller arrays individually and then merges them back. So the time complexity taken by merge sort is also O n log n. Third one is bubble sort. Bubble sort is a fairly simple algorithm. It swaps the adjacent elements and if they are in wrong order, places them in the right order. So the time complexity for doing this is O n square. The fourth one is radix sort. It is a complicated algorithm, complicated than other sorting algorithms. It generally uses digits to form a bucket based on the digit value. So the time complexity for this is O d into n, where n is the number of elements and d is the digits present in the largest number. So now you must have guessed the answer. The correct answer is bubble sort. Bubble sort has time complexity of O n square. Other sorting algorithms have different time complexities. Now, this is the second topic, Java concurrency and multitasking. So, what do you understand by multitasking? Multitasking is a way for a system to perform multiple tasks simultaneously. And this is achieved in Java using concurrency features. So, one of the concurrency feature used in Java is using threads. So thread, what is thread? Thread is a lightweight part. It is the smallest unit of a program, which takes less memory, and you do not have to create multiple. In a process, you can have multiple threads, which will make your task easier to do simultaneously. So this was a basic introduction about Java concurrency and multitasking. But if you want to go into detail, you can go here and check this course. This is a detailed course on Java. Here different topics are covered like installing JDK, then installing IntelliJ for IDEA. This course will give you a detailed understanding of different concepts which are used in Java programming. The duration of this course is 45 hours, which is 9 hours. So you can go through this. So coming back to the session, let's move on to the question. This question was previously asked in Qualcomm hiring challenge. Which keyword ensures that a method can be accessed by only one thread at a time? So first of all, to answer this question, you should be knowing what are the significance of all of these keywords. So let's analyze all of these options one by one. Then you should be clear at the end of this which is the right answer. So let's go into volatile. If you are declaring volatile keyword, that means any read operation or write operation to that variable will be directly done in the main method instead of doing it in any cache. So that is the significance of volatile. Let's move to synchronized. If you have declared any method or any block as synchronized, that means only one thread can access that block at a time and it acquires a lock around that block. Once this thread has to release its lock, then only other thread will be able to access this. Now moving on to third one is transient. So there is a concept in Java programming about serialization. It means the objects are converted into files. So if you want to prevent this, then the transient keyword is used. The fourth one is final. Final keyword can be used with variables or methods, or it can also be used with class. If you are declaring any variable as final, that means you cannot initialize it again. You just have to initialize it once. If you declare final keyword with any method, that means you cannot override that method. And if final keyword is declared with class, that means you cannot subclass that class. Like you cannot declare its child class. So the right answer to this question is synchronized. I have already given brief idea of what are these different keywords. So for this question, the right answer is synchronized. Let's move on to the question which was previously asked in Amazon Hiring Challenge. What is the primary benefit of using thread pools in Java? So you should be aware what is thread pool. I'll describe briefly about it. So whenever you need to perform multiple tasks, then there is no need to create individual threads for each of them. Every time you are creating a thread for a task and then deleting it. When a new task comes up, then again you create a thread and then again delete it. So it takes a lot of time and also consumes a lot of system resource. To prevent this, there's a concept of thread pool, which means different threads will be already available, and whenever a task comes up, then this existing thread will be assigned for that task. So the basic purpose of thread pool is to utilize the system resources in more effectively. So the right answer to this question will be better resource utilization. Moving on to next topic, Java collection framework. So what is collection framework? Collection framework gives you a way to it provides you with the interfaces and classes for managing different collections of objects. So you must have heard about lists, sets, or maps, stacks, queues. These all are a part of Java collection framework. You must be using these collection framework frequently while solving data structures and algorithm questions. So that is the significance of collection framework. Let's move on to the question. So this question was previously asked in Google Hiring Challenge. Which collection does not allow duplicate elements but maintains insertion order? So to answer this question, let's know what are these different data structures and what is the significance of all of them. The first one is hash set. Hash set allows you to insert only unique elements, but it doesn't maintain any order. Like if you are inserting, suppose 3, 2, and 5, and when you print the elements from this hash set, it may be 2, 5, 3 in any random order. You cannot be sure what in which order the hash set elements are stored. The second one is tree set. Tree set is also similar to hash set. It also allows only unique elements, but there is one difference. This tree set will store the elements in sorted order. Like suppose you have inserted 3 to 5, then it will be automatically sorted to 2, 3, 5 while storing in tree set. The third one is array list. Array list is a very dynamic data structure, so you can insert element at any random positions also, and you access that elements using the index. Fourth one is linked hash set. Linked hash set is similar to hash set, but it maintains the insertion order. That means suppose you insert any element in order 3, 5, 6, then it will be stored in the linked hash set in the same order 3, 5, 6. It will not be sorted, it will not be random, it will be just as same as the insertion order. So the right answer to this question, you must have guessed till now, it is D, linked hash set. Let's move on to next question, previously asked in Microsoft. Which interface extends collection and allow key value pairs? So key value pair is stored only in map. You must be aware that in list you directly insert the elements. In set also same. Queue also you insert the element in FIFO manner. But in map you have to store key also and corresponding value to that key, and you can access any value in constant time using that key. So map is the correct answer here. So from this, I will hand it over to Varun. He will take it from here.
Session. Yeah, continue like our second topic in our session is like timeless concepts of Java. Like basically like how the Java code runs, all of these things. Mostly like a basics of Java. So firstly, like we can have like how basically Java code executes. So basically we write the whatever Java code we write, that code will be uh, computer cannot understand it directly, right? So that one will be like the Java source code is for the developer read point. It is in the developer read points view. So to compile that one, like basically the we have a Java inbuilt provides one machine which is called Java virtual machine. Basically it compiles the Java source code which we give, it will compiles it to the class file. That class file will be again this Java runtime environment will run this class file. uh, Basically the RAM will run this class file and gives the output. That is how the Java code execution flow. And here we have seen like a two steps are there, right? These steps are divided into like a two like named as a compile time and runtime. Though whatever, if you are getting any whatever things we do here, those comes under compile time. Whatever is going on at this point, it will be runtime. Okay. So okay, well, we right now like we have learned that this is how the code runs. So there should be one end starting point should be there, right? How the uh, like RAM will know I have to start from this point. So that point is the this Java main method. So here I have given a snippet of it. You can see, right? Java world is a class we have defined. In that one, we have defined a method main method. So here in main method, it's like a huge things, like there are a lot of things are going on here, and we are printing it here all over. Let's understand what are these keywords. So the first keyword here we can see is public. Public is basically an access specifier. Access, the name itself it says, right? Basically public means it is open to public, because Java which this Java runtime, the whatever RAM which is which will be running this code, it will search for it. It is outside the this class, so it should be accessible by the outside of it. So that's why it is a public. Okay, we have private, those kind of things also are there. So this is the access specifier. And we have static. Static, it is one kind of keyword where we are specifying this method belongs to this Java world class rather than the object which we will create with this Java world class. Okay, so that we can directly access it. Basically if we want to access this method using an object, initially object should be prepared, right? That's why rather than accessing with an object, it object will take some space also. Rather than wasting that extra space, we can directly call using this Java world uh, like the compile, like at the runtime, uh, the RAM will be directly calling the main method from using this Java world class. Okay. Next one is void. So what does this method does? It just runs the scripts which we write. It doesn't return anything, right? That's why I have to mention it void. Okay. Now the its main is one of the keyword which this is the main method for which RAM will search for it. Okay, this is the method name. If you give main one or something, it won't work. And here we have like a string args. Basically string, we are giving it as a array list. Previously I have discussed about collections, right? This is one type of collection. Okay, array of strings. Args, we can, it is not a mandatory thing. Args we can give like anything. Here args1, args2, like random, anything we can give. It's just a variable name. Okay, basically whenever it is run by the RAM, it will be like inserting some locks, those kind of things here. That's why it will be like a list of strings. It can be multiple also. Okay, and now comes the, here we have seen like JVM. I've told about JVM, JVM, those things, right? What are those? JVM is the main inbuilt Java machine, which actually compiles the code and converts into a class file, so that uh, RAM will be like interpreting it later on running environment. So after compiling, the class file will be running it. JRM will take care of those things. And we have JDK. JDK is nothing but the combination of JRM plus some development tools. Like suppose we have like Spring Boot, those kind of, you might have heard about Spring, right? It will be a combination of these things, the JRM and development tools. So here we can say JVM is subset of JRM and JRM is a subset of JDK. Okay. Later, so okay, like whatever the running part we have seen, right? It needs some storage. Suppose here arguments and all uh, we are giving as an input, right? It should be like it's a instance variable. It should be stored in lot of things are there here. Those should be stored temporarily in the RAM. So that memory management also, JVM will also take care of this memory management also. No, it will not only runs the code, the development kit and all, it will also take care about the memory management. So memory management is basically uh, divided into like 3 to 4 areas. So the first one is memory area. Basically, it will allocate, JVM will allocate some part of RAM to method area, where the class, suppose in this case class is the super class name, interface, we have few interfaces also, constructor also will be there. By default, constructor also will be created for this class. So those things will be created like stored in this method area. There comes the heap area. Heap area is the actual objects, like whatever, suppose we are creating some object for this Java world, that object, whatever the object will be there, that will be stored in heap area. There comes the stack area. Stack area is the reference of objects. If you create any object, there will be some reference. Suppose for this one also, arcs is there, right? This arcs, that reference point will be there, right? That will be stored in the stack area. Because stack area is quite fast, that's why reference, we need reference objects very quickly. That's why we store it in a stack data structure. Basically, stack data structure is used to store the reference of objects. That's why it's called stack area. Heap data structure is used here. That's why it is heap area. Okay. Then comes, you all already know what is the OOPS are. Like OOPS is like basically object oriented programming. Okay. So for any, it's also one kind of design pattern where programmers use uh, will use OOPS to achieve our whatever desired goal is. So design, whatever programmers has given 4 fundamental principles under this OOPS. Uh, Basically, they are called like a pillars. Okay. Uh, One is abstraction, second is inheritance, third one is polymorphism, and also we have encapsulation. Let's go one by one. Okay. Abstraction is nothing but like a this is like hiding the data, rather than like showing everything whatever we do in a single class. What we do, we will just will create an interface or an abstract class where we will just define the names. Method will just give the method names, rather than giving the what the method does. So whatever the class which will inherit this abstract class or inherit interface, it will give the method definition there. So that is abstraction. Okay. Inheritance, these are just one liners which I am giving. You can go through all of this content using Unstop Pro to go through all of these things. Oops, see here, like see polymorphism. You have like lot of videos also there. See 22 minutes video where instructor is explaining everything. Okay. So next comes like okay, we'll go to next topic, which is inheritance. Okay. Inheritance is nothing but a you might have heard about like a class and subclass, parent and child, those kind of things, right? In abstraction also we have heard what is these things. So basically class will whatever uh, we have defined instance variables, methods written in the super class, they can be accessed by the child class. But whatever class definitions and all, if you write in a subclass, those cannot be uh, like accessed by the parent. So this is like a fundamental principle of the inheritance. Okay, these are like all of these pillars are interlinked with each other. Abstraction also we have heard about class and super class. Basically these are pillars of it, right? So they will interrelate with each other. And we also have a polymorphism. Polymorphism is nothing but like a it basically divided into like a two parts, poly and morphism. Poly means multiple, uh, multiple or different, you can say. Morphism is nothing but a forms. You can see, you can see, right, different forms. Basically we are giving different forms for the same method. Okay. There are like a two types of polymorphism. One is compile time and runtime polymorphism, which are also called as a method overloading and method overriding. Basically compile time and runtime are like which one to the which method to pick, though those decision will be taken during compile time. That why it is called as a compile time. The decision which method to go inside, the decision will be taken during runtime. That polymorphism is called runtime polymorphism. Okay, these are just one liners. You can still go to Unstop Pro and you can go through, go learn about these things in depth. Okay, and last thing with encapsulation, it is most important thing. Uh, every programmer must use encapsulation. Like every class will be having some instance variables, right? Those cannot be directly accessed if we give them as a public. Previously I told, right, the main method we're giving it a public. Okay, rather than that method we have defined as a public. But if you the same instance variable, if you define as a public, it will be like it can be like other methods or other classes can misuse it. So that's why whatever variables we are integrating, those can be like, we have to make sure that those variables can be accessed only using methods rather than directly accessing it. This is encapsulation. Okay, and there are some, there are, we are discussing about like four pillars of it. So there are lot of uh, keywords which will be using here to define what kind of it is. So super is one kind of it: static, abstract, final, finally, finalize, synchronize, transient. Synchronize and transient, final, these three keywords earlier Swati discussed, right? So just take note of it or take a screenshot. These are like most commonly used concepts. Okay, just prepare some notes or anything. And we have constructors here. Constructors are nothing but like a, to create a class, there should be some constructor where it will be like construct is like a building block of it. To create that object, this constructor will be used. There are like two things we have: parameterizer and default constructor. By default, if you don't give any constructor also for a class, the Java will be creating default constructor. But if you give parameterized constructor, it will be taking that parameterized constructor. Okay, and we have aggregation and composition. These are also very important concepts: static binding, dynamic binding. The whatever these concepts which I have, these I am telling, right, these are theoretical concepts. They'll not be asking directly what is super, what is static and all like that. They'll be asking it, they'll trick you. Like suppose final, finally, finalize. Okay, each is having some definition. Final is for if something, some method or a parameter, if you give final, it will be like a once it is initiated, we cannot change it. Final is used when we want to run a piece of code, even though there is any exception. Finalize is used for some other cause. Okay, they'll give some 4 5 lines about these things, finally, and finalize. They'll give some 4 or 5 statements. They'll ask you to pick the right statements. They'll be asking like that rather than asking directly, like a, these are MCQs, right? They'll be directly asking these type of questions. There are little more theory we have, like Java collections, by string is immutable. This is very important thing. uh, so under by string is immutable, one option will be like the correct option, other three option might not be correct. You have to pick the right one. And we also have string buffer, string builder. So string is a immutable class which will be by default Java has, which will be like creating immutable object there. If suppose if you are giving it any reference variable, only reference variable will be changing, but main Java string which will be created in the RAM, it won't be changing until the garbage collection is done. And also garbage collection is there, right? It will be doing by default, Java will be doing take care of this. The string which will be stored, right, that will be stored in the string pool. That area we call it as a string pool. Okay, we also have hash code and equals method. Why these are used, when we have to override this hash code and equals methods. These are some important theory concepts which we have to go through. Okay, these are some collection, noted down, it will be very useful. Link list, set and hash map are much, like they are very important concepts. They will be definitely asking, at least one question will be there with all these collections you can expect. Okay, and yeah, until now what we have discussed, these are like a theory concepts. You can also have a code snippets. They will ask you, they'll give you some code snippet, and they'll give you some 4 to 5 options where you have to pick the right one. So here these code snippets won't be like, they will be asking directly some uh, system dot out dot, like printing some hello world. These kind of things they won't be asking. They will ask you some tricky questions. Let's go deep into it. So the first question, this is asked in the Microsoft interview. Okay, so here character, the first question, initially the character, this is a variable for ch, they have given g. Okay, character. Later on, we are assigning character to the another variable m. So here character we are converting it to m. Okay. Later on, m is character of what happens when character is converted into m. Basically, it will take the ASCII value of it. What is the ASCII value of g? It is 71. So m will be 71. So here, when we go to the third statement, m is equal to m plus 5. So 71 plus 75, sorry, 71 plus 5, it is 76. So okay, later on we are printing it. So here 75, m is 75, ch is g. So how it will be doing? After giving integer, we are giving some space, some string basically. So it will automatically, m will be like 76 will be automatically into a string. So 76 space, what is ch? G. That is the, it will print the 76 space g. Okay, that should be the answer. And the second question, it is it is asked in Intuit and Cisco MCQ questions. So it will be like int 2, x is 2, later on system dot out, printing x plus plus. Basically what this operator does, this operator increments the value by 1. So by seeing this plus plus, they'll be automatically thinking it will be 3, but it won't print 3. Basically what this operator does, it won't increment until unless this entire line is like compiled. Okay, only after running this particular line, then only the increment operation will be done. So it will print the 2 only, but after this line, before the starting of this line, the x value will be incremented by 3. So okay, again the same operator, we are, rather than giving the post of x, we are giving it as a prefix. So during this prefix, people think this is also same as this one, post or prefix, that's just a value, just a space, just a like position of it. People think it will be working as the same, but it is not. So basically what it does, it will increment it. After incrementation, this entire line will be run. Okay, so here before this it is a 3, after this one it will be a 4. So after printing, while printing this one, it will print the 4. Okay, this is one of the, definitely any code challenge, definitely this one will be asked. At max 90% this one will be asked, because a lot of people get confused in this one. Okay, the third question, this is, I think most of you, this is a very simple question. This one is asked in the Samsung. They will ask this one to trick you. See here, 1 2 3 4 5. If you print numbers of 5, like lot of people, what it does, okay, 1 2 3 or 5, they're asking for the fifth position, it will print the 5, but does not. This lot of people, on in the case of like Harry, they know that index starts with 0 only, but in a Harry they will directly print, mark it as a 5 option. Okay, so here 0 1 2 3 4. Okay, 4 is there, we don't have fifth index. So it what it will do, it does, it will throw an exception. What is that exception called? Index out of bound exception. Okay, yeah. Next comes the fourth question, where this one is asked in the Amazon. This is not a tricky question, but rather than the uh, like it is solved, but in tricky questions it is quite simple. Like these are like a repeated questions. Everybody, lot of people, if you practice, attend some Unstop or any other coding practices, you might get these things. But these type of questions you will not get, because these are like a random questions they will create and run. Okay, here what you have to do, if you get these kind of questions, everybody knows what for loop does, what switch does. But here what you have to do, we have to dry run. We have to go step by step rather than assuming what it does. So if we do go here step by step, initially when we enter this first line for loop, I is 0. Okay, it comes to this one, switch case I is 0. What it will do, it goes to third line. Okay, here break statement is there. After this switch case, we don't have anything. Okay, again I will be incremented here, I will be 1 here. Okay, so when it goes to the second line, again switch case 1, so here 1 will be printed. Okay, but here break statement is not there, that we have to check properly. So as break statement is not there, it will go to the case 2 and case 3 as well. So 1 2 3, it will print 1 2 3. After that one, again the I will be incremented to 2. Here again it will go to here 0 0 is it will come to here case 2, it will print 2 3. Until now it's fine. Later on again it will be incremented to 3, but lot of people, after seeing this 3, they'll think, they'll not see this operator, they'll directly go to this case 3 and it will go, it will print 3. They'll assume it will print 3, but we have to check this operator. Some place it will be like less than 3, some place it will be like less than, they can give less than equal to also. We have to do the dry run. Okay, after this one, what it does, 1 2 3 2 3, and 3 of 3 is like as we have reached to 3. So this one will come out of this for loop and it will print done. So answer is 1 2 3 2 3 done. So after running this entire dry run twice, you might be missed some anything. Some, suppose I plus, in place of I plus plus, they might be giving minus minus. So I have to be very careful in this place. Okay, we have to, before marking the correct solution which you think, dry run twice. Okay, that is one more tip you have to note it down. Okay, now comes the fifth question. This one is asked in Amazon and Walmart. Similar kind of, not exactly. This might be different also. Some you might get some use array or something like that, and might be different. Okay. Here also we have to dry run twice. Okay. In this case, it has lot of operation is going on here. Dry run twice. If we dry run this one, initially we have uh, array, we have implemented an array 0 to 9. Okay, it has started from 0. Take care. Okay, so then n is 7. So okay, again we are replacing it with some operation. So before operating the outside one, we have to operate this one. We have to execute this one. Array of n. What is array of n? Array of 7. It is 7. What is 7 by 2? It will be 3. Here also you have to take care. See here, there is a two kinds of operations similar. One is divided by, one is modulus. For modulus, you will get remainder. Suppose here modulus is there, 7 by 7 modulus of 2. What it will be? It will be 1. Here, but it is 7 by 2. Where 7 by 2 is 3.5, but it is like a round up to 3. Okay, what is array of 3? Again, it is 3. So here we are reasoning n with 3. Again after seeing, see here, like array of n by 2, again by 2 is doing. So read properly before assuming anything. Okay, what here it is, n is 3, right? So array of 3, array of 3 is 3. 3 by 2, again here it is division, not modulus. So 3 by 2, 1.5, it is round up to the 1. Okay, that is it. Before, the first step is, before marking any solution, any option which you think it is right, dry run twice for the code snippets, because lot of confusion will be, lot of people go, even though they know concepts, they might go wrong there. Okay, yeah, common mistakes my colleague Swati will be taking care from here. Yeah, up to you, Swati.
So now, after this, we will be talking about some of the common mistakes which students tend to make while appearing for hiring challenge. So these are the type of content. This is the type of content which you will never see on any practice platform, because these are curated from experience. So I'll tell you so that you can learn from these mistakes here only, and you don't repeat them in the actual hiring round. So the first one is improper polymorphism. So just see this code for 1 minute and try to figure out what is wrong with this. Like, this is one class animal, and there is a method public void eat. In the second class, this is a class dog which extends animal. That means dog is the child of animal, and there is again the method eat. So just think about 1 minute, like what this concept is called in polymorphism. So if you are guessing it's overriding, so you are not correct, you are absolutely wrong, and don't make this mistake in the hiring challenge. This is not overriding. I'll tell you why. Because see, in this first class, here the return type is void, and in the second class the return type is string. So for overriding, the definition of overriding is you have to provide the implementation of the different implementation of the same method which is defined in the parent class. So here the return type of the method is different, so this is not the case of overriding a method. So be cautious while attempting this kind of question. Now moving on to second concept. This is the confusion between static and instance variable. So there is often, if a class is written as public class q1, so there are three variables defined here. One is name, second one is age, and the third one is description. So one of them is declared as static, and the other two are just normal public. It is non-static, which is also called as instance variable. So what's the difference between three of them? So I'll show you how these three variables are different. So let's, in the main method, create an object for this class. This object is created. Now system.out.println object.name. So if we create any object of a class, we can access its variables and method using that object. This is a very basic concept of uh, polymorphism or inheritance. So object.name will give you output as unstopped, because you can access any of the variables of this class using object of the class. Now this second example is important. System.out.println q1.name. Here q1 is the name of the class, and we are accessing a variable directly using the class name. We can also access it using object, but we can also access using just the class name. Why? Because this name variable is declared as static. So any variable declared as static can be accessed directly using the class name. And there is one important thing here: if you are accessing any static variable and creating different objects for the same variable, that is, you are storing the same value for all of these objects. So suppose you change the value of name using one object, then again if you change it using second and you read it using second object, the name will be same. Now the third is object.age and object.description. Here object.age will give output as 0 because it is not defined here. So it is a default value, and object.description will give you null. So these are simple. The second one was important because this is static. And you let's see one more example so this will be more clear. So this is the same class, just the statements which are written in the main are different. Here the object is created. Now q1.name is equal to .com. Here we are changing the name from unstop to q1.com. So now if you create any object of this class and you access the name variable, it will be same as .com instead of unstop. Object.name is equal to session system.out.println object.name. So now the name has been changed to session. Third one is object.age is equal to 12. So we can only access this using objects. So that's why system.out.println object.age will give output as 12. Now the last one is important here, q1.age. This will give you a compilation error. Why? Because age is not a static variable, this is an instance variable, and you have to create object for instance variable to access this. You cannot directly access any instance variable using the class name. So that's why it will give you a compilation error. So these are the common mistakes which you have to be very cautious while attempting the hiring challenges. So this was all from our side. So we are open for questions if you have any.
Okay, thank you, Varun and Swati, for putting together everything and sharing it with the participants today. We already have a bunch of questions coming in. So the first one is, what is the meaning of immutable in Java?
Immutable basically like once it is declared, we cannot change it. Yeah. Whenever string is declared, it will be stored in the string pool. Once it is declared, we cannot again rechange. Like suppose we have declared it with some random unstop. We cannot change it. If you are doing any modifications to that unstop, those will be like again another instance of it will be created rather than changing the same memory location area.
Okay, thank you so much. The second question is, encapsulation and abstraction both hide the data. Then why are these both concepts in OOPS? I think they're trying to understand, the difference between encapsulation and abstraction, through this question.
Yeah, abstraction is more about the encapsulation of methods, we can say. But encapsulation is nothing but the it's like an encapsulation of the variables. Rather than directly accessing the variables, we'll do we access them through methods. Okay, that comes under encapsulation. But abstraction, it is different. Like methods, we cannot, like suppose there is some method which we have, which will be accessed only by that class only. We'll mark that one as a private method rather than the public method. That is one kind of abstraction. Yeah.
Okay. The other questions are a little longer. It's what common pitfalls should we avoid in Java exception handling to ensure graceful error recovery and logging? Anything you'd like to share on that?
There are different kind of exceptions in Java. So there are 5 or 6 types of exceptions in Java, which you should be aware of, and there is a particular pattern which you need to write in the code to handle these exceptions. So if you are aware of these exceptions, so there are three kind of exceptions. Like one is the checked exception, second one is the unchecked exception, and the third one is the error. So if you want to handle exceptions in Java, it's very common to see try and catch blocks in Java, which is used to handle the exception, so that your control flow of the program is not blocked instead of the exception, and you just get the direct error message, and the rest of your code will be running as expected.
Okay, thanks so much. Next one is on collection types. When should we use Java collection types like lists, sets, and maps, considering their performance characteristics?
Yeah, like it is mostly based on our use case. Suppose we want to have a keep value pair, then you can use maps. Okay, when we want to do we have a list of we want to list of objects where it should be very quick based on index. We want to run do some operations, then we can use list. But set, when we use is set is also a type of list, but here the searching operation, or like a if you want to check whether it is there or not, searching operation is we can time complexity of it is of 1. So in this case we can use set, but set won't be having index. So each one has his own uh, own things. We better check based on our use case, it differs.
So I
Okay,
would
thanks
like to
very.
add
Yeah.
something to Varun here. So it using collection types, there is not any definite method of using any collection type.
Yes.
So it, as Varun said, it is completely dependent on requirement. So if you practice a lot of question, you will be familiar of the things like suppose you want elements to be stored in sorted order, then there is different collection type used for that. If you want an unsorted order, or you want to maintain the insertion order, then there are different collection type used. Also, if you want to access the elements, how you want to access those data from those collection plays a very important role in deciding which collection type should be used.
Okay, thanks so much. The next one is, can you share some tips and tricks on how do we optimize concurrency in Java applications, especially when multiple threads access shared resources?
Swati, would you like to take?
Just go ahead, Varun.
Yeah, concurrency basically can you repeat the question once again?
Sure. It says that, can you share some tips and tricks on how to optimize concurrency in Java applications, especially when multiple threads access shared resources?
Yeah, when we're having like shared resources, we can use in Java. We have synchronized keyword, right? Earlier, Swati has mentioned, right? We have to use suppose shared resources, like we cannot multiple threads cannot be access the same resource, because each resource might be altering it. Those kind of threads will be dependent on each thread. So in that case, we can have like a we can synchronize keyword. Either we can mention couple of blocks to a synchronized, or an entire method we can have a declare it as a synchronized, so that only one thread will go inside that, and it will execute, it will access that resource source. Later on, next thread will be again accessing it, rather than both of them doing the same different types of operations. It will affect the resource as well.
Okay, thank
In
you.
addition to
So,
this,
oh, okay,
like I would
please
just
go
like
ahead.
to add one liner here. So apart from the synchronized blocks, you can also use thread pool to optimize concurrency, which we
Yeah,
already discussed
that's
in the
also,
session.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, thank you. We are done with the questions and we are on time. Thank you so much,
Okay.
Swati and
Yeah.
Varun, for putting together the content for the deck, for presenting it, and for taking time out to share your learnings with the attendees today. I'm very sure that they're taking back, a lot of learnings from your lived wisdom and your experiences. and they will do fairly well in their hiring challenges, case competitions, and their placements rounds. Thank you so much once again.
Yeah, all the best, everyone. Thanks, Avinash.
Thank you, Avinash, for having us. It was a great session sharing our experience.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, learners, before you drop off, I'd like to talk in short about Unstop and Unstop Pro once again. So, Unstop is a talent engagement and hiring platform now with more than 8 million plus users from 42,000 plus colleges and companies. And Unstop Pro is the finishing school. You saw a little bit of what Unstop Pro offers during our masterclass today. As a formal definition, it is the finishing school for getting a job, winning a competition, learning the right thing, getting the best value, choosing the right company, getting the right mentor for the right career path, and for learning new skills. With the Unstop Pro, you get access to about 1,000 plus hours of content with 65 plus courses across domains like aptitude, technical skills, coding, interview preparation for companies like TCS, BCG, Amazon, etc. Our learners have validated the quality of our content with a rating of 4.5 on 5. We also have projects from companies like Amex, Netflix, Zomato, to name a few, and solutions to all the mock tests that you see in the practice section on Unstop. There is a handsome 15% discount on one-on-one mentorship sessions from industry experts, and it is with when we launched this discount, we saw that pro users take 2 times more mentorship led guidance than the regular Unstop users and are hence better prepared for hiring challenges, hackathons, case competitions, and for placement processes. We also have about 100 plus interview preparation courses and masterclass by industry experts like the one you just attended. Thank you so much for joining today and hope to see you all once again with another masterclass very soon. Thank you.